Alright then, time to suffer through the gimmicks. Last week, I used up all the fun stuff in one go, which is, definitely endemic of my personality type. And now I have to reap what I've sown and sit through a million overtake challenges and hot laps. And hot laps aren't so bad, but average stuff and average, it's just why me? What did I do wrong, apart from everything that I did wrong? Oh well, might as well start at the bottom this time with a hot lap. I've used the Feroce a whole bunch, so I guess I'll finally use the Z06. How hard can it be? The answer is probably going to be really hard. And I'm going to have to do this a whole bunch of times. But it probably won't come down to that. All I have to do is get around this track in 1 minute 20 seconds. That's only 5 seconds faster than the original target time they had set for me. And the original target time they had set for me was probably going to be super easy. Oops, shit. If I could remember to brake for the corner on time. And maybe if I hadn't chosen a black car on a really dark track, on a really dark screen, that probably would have helped as well. Oh, shitting hell. What was that? Just buck my car around in a circle, why don't you? Psych. Shit game. Shit game. I mean, I get that I'm driving off-road, but, Ford Racing... Yeah, Ford Racing 2 and Ford Racing 3. Well, now I can't see where the corners of my car are, because the game's taken out my brake lights. So I'm just going to be smacking on the wall the whole time. Anyway, the Ford Racing games did, mixed surface tracks. But also, they made it super easy to drive the cars when they weren't on tarmac. I mean, you slipped a bit, but, that was about it. That whole game, the whole physics of Ford Racing are really good, because they're about just carrying momentum at all times. So you can like, glide around on all of the surfaces, including tarmac and stuff. You just gotta glide. Well, that's how I remember it on the PC version anyway. I haven't played enough. Well, I mean, it's not like the physics are going to change between ports. It's not Need for Speed. It's good. I like it. Anyway, I should easily be able to do this 1 minute 20 thing if I can just keep the front wheels in the front and the back wheels in the back through this section. And if that means I have to grind along a wall like a fucking goon, then that's the way it has to be done. I'm fucking... can't be bothered. Really, I should have taken the Feroce out, because that thing's four-wheel drive. Probably would have been able to keep it together on the off-road sections. That would have made loads more sense. I should have done that. Oh well. Who cares about that now? $16, $17, $18, $19. Did it. But I have to go around again. Because of course I have to go around again. For fuck's sake. The problem with me, putting my head down and saying, yeah, I'm gonna get this game done, is that I've got not very much to talk about while I get it done. You know what I mean? Suppose I could just talk about. I mean, I did an anime hour last week. I talked about how I didn't really like Girlish Number. In fact, out of the last like 3 anime I've watched, 2 of which being OVAs. Oh wait, no, I watched Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai was right. I can count the amount of English dubs I've watched on one hand, and Afro Samurai is one of them because it had Samuel L. Jackson, and it was basically a project, of his, more or less, So, or at least that's how I hear about it. In terms of, so I watched it with his voice in it, and it was pretty good. They didn't say nigger as much as I thought they would. But what can you do, really? I've learned my lesson about black cars now. I'm going to avoid them. And I'm going to get myself a bronze medal minimum. Like so. Guess I could talk about some of the movies. Well, actually, the OVAs. Let's go back to the OVAs. I watched 1919, which is literally just, look at me, guys, I got a girlfriend, the OVA, even though he ends up not having a girlfriend in the end, which I was pleased about, but I didn't like the anime as a whole. There was Twinkle Heart Part 1, which was just bad, really. It wasn't expressly bad, but it certainly wasn't anywhere near being good. You know what I mean? So that's all I really have to say about that. And then Girlish Number, obviously I didn't like. If I wanted to see someone fuck up and fail at something they had talent in, I'd just look at myself. You know what I mean? I don't need to see a cute anime girl do it, because, life would be infinitely easier if I was a cute anime girl. I wouldn't have to feel so bad about fucking everything up all the time. And I haven't decided what anime I'm going to watch next. I'm thinking the original Berserk series from '97. Maybe Shirobako. Maria Holic and XXX Holic, and the Rolling Girls I already have on my hard drive, so I might as well watch through those to try and get them, gone. Well, the other one, Nisekoi. George hates Nisekoi. I remember, it must have been back in year 11. And Zero no Tsukaima. He hates that too. I remember it would have been back in year 11. He was watching both of those shows, and I'm pretty sure he watched both seasons of Nisekoi and every season of Zero no Tsukaima, and he would constantly be complaining about how shit they were, but he'd watch them anyway, and it was fun. We had a good time. Oh, how we laughed. Oh, how we laughed. I found myself being a lot harsher on how I rate anime more recently. Maybe it's just an effect of me getting to like 180 plus completed, and I've put the target time up too high, so I'm going to have to restart this event. Yeah, I need to add an extra just about second and a half. That'll do it. Can't just resume where I left off, obviously. It's not like an Xbox One where you can just shut it down and then it turns back on, you know, exactly where you were in a race, which I really like. Didn't quite have the tech for that in 2001, and obviously you still can't. I mean, apart from some games that let you change your assists, you still can't lower the difficulty or raise the difficulty of a race while you're in the race. As such, choosing the difficulty level to play at on a racing game is always really fucking difficult, because there are games where it'll just be too easy on even the hardest difficulty. There are games like MotoGP Ultimate Racing Technology 2, where there are 4 difficulty levels. The 4th one is locked until you've beaten the championship on the 3rd difficulty level. But the 2nd difficulty level is too easy, and you'll be winning races by about anywhere between 4 and 10 seconds most of the time, sometimes more. And then on the 3rd difficulty level, the AI will knock you off at every single corner. So when I do actually play that game for the channel, I don't know if I'm just going to go for professional or champion difficulty. It's going to be a tough call, I'll tell you that. I might... Well, considering I'll be playing it as part of a, you know, MotoGP career type deal, what I could do is just put it on a hard difficulty and then take each race as it comes, you know. Have it be like an actual career, I guess, where the starting couple of seasons are a bit rocky most of the time. Unless you're Johann Zarco, in which case, you know, his starting season was rocky, but he showed incredible promise. And it's not long till the MotoGP season starts, but he's moved down from Tech 3 Yamaha to factory KTM, which means that we're probably never going to see him again. I talked about this when it was announced as well, but frankly, I think Johann Zarco's career might be over already in his, what, 3rd season? 2nd season? Yeah, 3rd season, because he started in 2017, I'm pretty sure. Which is a crying shame. But I mean, Tech 3 switched bikes manufacturers from Yamaha. I think it was to KTM as well. So, you know, he's out of the frying pan and into the fire, basically. MXGP season started when I'm recording this last weekend, so I guess when this video goes up 2 weeks ago. Haven't watched the first race yet, caught the qualifying highlights, and I'm probably going to watch it. I mean, there are 2 motos. To be honest, I struggle to put up the motivation to even watch one moto. So sitting through them both is a bit ugh. I don't understand why motocross is like that. You know, Grand Prix, top level motorcycle, road racing, they do one big race. Motocross, they do, you know, 2 races. Each about half an hour, you know, heading up towards 40 minutes. And a road race is usually about 45 minutes. So I could watch 2 road races in the time that I've been able to watch one motocross event. And frankly, I prefer the road races. Motocross is my sport, obviously, and I'm going to start, you know, pretty much being monkey on Dad's bike soon, you know. I need to at least get a medal. I can pick up 60 kudos points easily. Might have overrun on time on this one. But whatever, I'll keep going until I'm done. You know, you'd think motocross would take up less time than road racing. You'd think a road race would be perhaps 45 minutes an hour, and then motocross racing would be half an hour, 45 minutes just the once. Because it's harder work, it's, as far as I can tell, because... What the hell is this? Is this a timed run or an overtaking challenge? I mean, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's just time consuming to watch. You know? Especially because the gaps between riders after maybe 10-15 minutes are usually pretty big. You know, I mean, they fall off. I mean, all bike racing, they fall off, make mistakes, get caught up to a lot. But, like, mostly, especially at the front, where the interest is, because they're the riders whose names, you know, you actually know. They're like 10 seconds apart, 30 seconds apart, up the track from each other, just riding around. I mean, it can be keno to just watch a bike go at, you know, proper full speed. But the fact of the matter is that the racing is better on road courses. Especially in the last couple of years. What was it, the 2017 season where they had 8+ different winners in 8 consecutive rounds? That was racing keno if I've ever seen it. That's the whole point of watching motorsport, is that it's exciting because you don't know what's going to happen. That's why I don't care about Formula 1, because you just know what's going to happen every week. You know, if Lewis Hamilton doesn't win, then his teammate will, more or less. You know what I mean? It's boring. Who cares? That's why motorbike racing is better than car racing, because more goes on, you know? So here I am playing a car racing game. I have the same problem with touring car racing too, but touring car races are short. It's just that they do 3 of them each time they go. And I mean, I get that there aren't that many tracks in the UK to run I mean, there are loads of tracks. The British Touring Car Championship, they even go to the same track multiple times. And they still race at each one, you know, 3 times in a weekend. Got a bit worked up there. Anyway, that'll be it for this week. I've almost definitely gone over 15 minutes. But I was actually talking about something, so, you know, maybe it's not too bad. Next week I'll do the last 3 events of the the professional season we're doing. And then I'll stop recording for now.